Todd Jones here. I'm the host of the podcast Pressbox Access. Check out this clip from my conversation with Vito Stellino. Vito tells us what it was like to be ringside at Madison Square Garden for the first Ali-Frazier fight. You were also there in 1971 when Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali fought for the first time in Madison Square Garden. It was then called the Fight of the Century. What do you remember about that night in the Garden?
Well, I mean, all the celebrities that were there. Frank Sinatra was taking pictures, you know.
Wait a minute. Sinatra was a photographer that night.
Yeah. And but I remember most is that my assignment was the Muhammad Ali press conference after the match, you know,
right.
which was the coveted assignment. You know, I wasn't really a boxing writer, so but that was the thing to cover because he was such a, you know, he was Muhammad Ali, and he was going to say all kinds of things, and you know, so I'm looking forward.
Right,
to
you weren't going to be lacking. You weren't going to be lacking for quotes that night, Vito.
That's for sure. Well, Muhammad took such a beating in that match that he did not come out for the press conference. So instead of Muhammad, we got Bundini Brown. You know? So I went from having what would have been a great story to a press conference with Bundini Brown talking about the fight. And I don't think people remember that now that Muhammad didn't even come out for a press conference, which was so unusual for him because he loved the spotlight.
Right.
But as I say, he may have fought him too soon. You know, the 3.5 years, he was rusty. And the amazing thing is he came back and won the other two.
Exactly, yeah.
But actually, of course, then he kept fighting, and the toll it took on him, and it actually, in the end, became kind of a sad story.
Yeah, sure did. I mean, you think about that fight was so brutal that Frazier, the winner, was immediately taken to the hospital, and he was the winner.
Yeah, it was just amazing. They they went 15 rounds then, and he finally knocked Ali down at one point, I think, late in the fight. You know, but yeah, it was just brutal, and it was such an event. But on the other hand, you have all these second thoughts about the price those guys paid for those 3 fights, you know.
Right.